Greetings everyone. I am sincerely glad to see you all today. And this week we finally launched the Combo Bot, which is a perfect algorithm to trade on the cryptocurrency futures market. So not only you can now generate returns, like substantial returns with leverage on a rising market, but on a falling market by short selling it. Okay, and I would like to thank all of you who participated in the beta test mode. Appreciate your feedback, and big shout out to the entire Bitsgap team that made it possible. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dmitry, and I am the one who has the answers. So we're gonna start. I no longer want to torture your time because it's been a while. On previous webcasts I told you that we are about to release this combo bot, and this has finally happened, so we will go straight to the action. And let's switch to the Bitsgap page straight away. Okay, so you know that now we have three bots basically. So as you open the bot section, you will notice that you have now two separate sections. The one is the spot bots. So this is for the spot market trading, and here, actually let's refresh the page. Yeah. Okay, that's strange. Let's go to Binance. Yeah. So now you see that on spot bots you can trade the S bot and the classic bot. So these are crystal clear bots for you. You know how to trade them, but we will also cover them a bit today just to make the comparison between the S bot, the classic bot, and the combo bot, so that you would know exactly at which market phase it is optimal to launch the S bot, the classic bot, and the combo bot. Okay, so as you switch to the futures bot, don't forget to switch your exchange as well. You see that here the interface changes like significantly. It might look a bit complicated, but I promise that we will cover each column step by step, so you will know exactly what each column stands for, how to analyze this data, and how to set the optimal configuration for the combo bot. So one of the biggest questions when it comes to the automation is which market phase is optimal for the S bot, the classic bot, and the combo bot. So there are in general 4 market phases. That's the accumulation. That's something that you see before the rally. Then you see the advancing, which also stands for the rally, and right after the rally you can see this phase known as the distribution. Basically, on this phase, those who made substantial returns on this rally, they now close their positions by basically selling it. So that's in this case a downside pressure on the market. Those who see the market contraction here no longer willing to open long positions, so they would rather switch to the short selling the market, and that's why this puts a bigger pressure on the market. And as the price breaches the support line over here, we are entering the declining market phase. So here's the answer. For the advancing and the distribution phases, the optimal strategy, and that has been statistically proven to be like that, is the S bot. All right, so compared with the classic bot, the S bot on the distribution phase and on the that's accumulation, and on distribution phases it would make more returns than the classic bot. Okay, when it comes to the rally, then there are 2 optimal strategies. That's the classic bot for sure, because it just generates more returns on the market rally. And now we have a new bot, and here on the rising market, another solution for you is to trade the combo long bot. Okay, and for the declining market, the best solution would be combo short, because now you see that there are 2 options to trade the combo bot. That's as I already mentioned, you can trade on the rising market because that's trading on the futures market. And you know that on the futures market, you can not only generate returns as the market rises, so you take the leverage, all right, and you gain big returns. But you can also generate returns on the falling market by switching to the short algorithm, which is enabled in the combo bot. Okay, so if the price falls, this is your area of return. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, let's see what we have so far. So I have now two active bots right now. The one trading on 1 inch, and it's been like 3 days and 6 hours so far, and Riff. Yeah, so the thing is that here I have all the metrics I need to really see whether or not I generate returns or I'm actually losing money. So before we jump in, like start off with this one, I want to show you how to launch the bot. So let's say, and that's actually my real account, because as of today, we don't have the demo mode for futures trading because we are still developing this stage. And in the nearest future, most likely you will see that you can also experiment with risk-free money as you did in spot trading. Okay, so if I switch back to my Binance account, spot bots, you see that here I can switch to the demo mode and I can trade with my virtual money basically. And that's a perfect tool for those of you who don't know, or if you are a newcomer. So using the demo mode at Bitsgap, you can experiment and you can develop own optimal strategies before risking your real money, which is not yet the case for the futures bot trading. You see, there is even no section for futures trading, but that's just, it just takes time for us to develop this mode. So I'm gonna trade with my real money here. These are my sample trades. So let's assume that I want to trade on, well, let's choose any random crypto that we have here. Okay, let's use Cardano trading to USDT. So I look at the chart and maybe this is the trading range that I want. So that, yeah, by the way, the difference between the combo, no, that's my fault. Let's go back. Now we have the combo bot. Okay, yeah. So the difference between the combo bot and traditional spot market bots is that in the combo bot we have this combination of grid levels and DCA levels. So the thing is that DCA orders increase the position's value by adding more liquidity, and grid orders are technically your take profit orders. So for example, for this long combo bot on Cardano to USDT, my grid levels are exactly here, and below are my DCA orders. So in other words, DCA orders are basically used to adjust your entry price as the price falls. So as the price falls, the position increases, and that means that your average entry price also becomes lower, which is a better scenario in case when the market reverts, so that you entered the market lower on average, which is good because your loss that you incurred on this downfall, it will be full, like quickly covered in this case. That's what is known as the dollar cost averaging effect. Okay, so grid levels are here. Here's DCA in this case, whereas in traditional bots, which is the classic bot and the S bot, we have only grid levels. So that's the primary difference in the order types that are used in the algorithm. So let's assume that I want to enter the market on Cardano USDT, and I anticipate the market to go higher. So that's why I'm gonna stick with the long strategy here. The thing is that now I need to really choose the leverage, and right now here you see 20x, but that's only my case, because on my Binance account I have this setting at 20x, but here we have it possible up to 10x. So you switch back to 10x in this case. It will now change it. Leverage change to 10x. So here we go, 10x, and you see that my initial margin is now 50, which is optimal for this configuration where I have 40 grid levels, which is, by the way, possible from 10 to 40. As of today, this is the configuration that we came up with, and as of today, that's the most optimal configuration. Maybe we will change it in the future, but as of today, this is how it works, from 10 to 40 levels in total, DCA and grid levels. Of course, if you reduce the number of levels, then your margin requirement also decreases here. Yeah, the thing is that we have this limit up to 20% of your available balance, and the reason for that is that there is a trick in the margin distribution, because it can go above this limit. So even though you set 70, let's set 70, your margin can be increased up to 2 times, and I will show you how exactly. So the rule is that as you start the bot, it will spend 50% to open buy position. So 50% from 70, that's, let's actually use 60 because I'm better with this number. So 60, 50%, you're gonna enter the market with 30 in that case. So another 30 goes to DCA orders, USDT, and another 30, which is already added up together, that's in total 90. That's for your short sell orders. So the thing why we have this split like that is that these sell orders, these are just your short sell orders. These are not reduce only orders, which is something that you can see on Binance. That's why it basically means that in order to set these short sell orders that actually act as take profit for these buy orders, you need extra leverage. That's why it takes 30. So we already have 30, 30, 30, that's 90. And another thing is that if the price falls, yeah, and remember that this is our long bot, if it falls, so it triggers all of these DCA buy orders, and if it goes even lower, then here you can see the bot taking more. It can also buy, I mean, it can open new DCA buy orders to increase the total market exposure. So this is configuration as it is. So 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 30. So in total, that's 120. As I said, that your initial margin can be increased up to 2 times in general. Okay, so that's the risk that you take. Okay, let's reduce. I mean, you don't need to ask me why it works like this, why we have this logic. It's just that this is how we made it based on our tests, experiments. This configuration as of today has proven to be the most solid and profitable if you are right about the market timing and the price direction. So this has proven to be the most successful strategy so far, and maybe we will change this configuration. Maybe we will change this investment split. But as of today, this is how it is, okay? So 30, 30, 30, 30 in total, up to 2x of your initial margin. Don't forget about the leverage. You see, initial margin 60, your leverage is 10x, and that means that your total exposure is around, in this case, 600 USDT. Yeah, so that's the thing to remember, that we are trading futures contracts, and that means that here we have the leverage, and leverage means that basically you borrow money from the market so that you could open larger positions in order to generate more returns. But the side effect of this is that by taking this basically by borrowing these extra funds, your risk also increases. Okay, and that's why we have these margin requirements, we have this cross or isolated mode. Basically, if you have this cross mode, that means that your entire available balance is used as a collateral to finance this trade. Whereas if you use the isolated mode, that means that only a portion of your total balance is used for this particular trade. As a rule of thumb, the cross mode is, how to say, technically it is better because you give more space for the bot to trade. And imagine that you have more than 2 strategies. Like, for example, you have 3 strategies. Like, you have 3 bots, 3 combo bots trading right now, and they all share your margin in the cross mode. So that means that basically if the market falls heavily, then it gets enough margin from your balance to open these buy orders. Otherwise, if you, for example, for your first strategy you use the cross mode, for another strategy you use the isolated mode, you are playing with your margin. And for some trades where you have isolated mode, you limit the margin that can be used. And it's at some point, if the market goes in the wrong direction, the bot will just halt trading. So it will just stop trading because there is not enough margin. Yeah, so this is something that can happen. I mean, as we started this journey today together with you, on future webcasts I will provide you with more tips and clues, market cases, whether or not to stick with the cross mode or isolated mode. So this comes with time, and I promise to deliver these use cases. As of now, you need to understand that in cross mode you risk your entire balance because it's used as a collateral, but you give more space for the bot to trade. With the isolated mode, you minimize the potential, you split the margin proportionately, so not entire balance is used to collateralize this trade. Okay, and this is how it is. So we use, in this case, in my settings, that's 10x and cross mode. And I have all these metrics here that tell me how many DCA orders I have below, how many grid levels I have above the split of Cardano. As we start the bot, this is the amount that we will buy to enter the market. It's the maximum margin to be used, and that's the maximum position value. And this maximum position value is exactly the value that you can get if the price falls down to that point and a bit more. Because as I said, there is a built-in configuration that if the price falls below the lower price, so it goes below the trading range, then it still has this possibility to initiate new DCA buy orders, and that's why the total maximum position value is exactly this one. Yeah, so this is how it is. Let's launch this bot. I don't want to start with 60. Let's see if I can start with 20. So it says no, it's not possible. That's why I need to decrease the amount of levels. Let's say 15. So yeah, with this configuration I can launch this bot finally. Let's actually set the stop loss. So if you look at the chart, you will see that we are pretty much been trading close to the support line, but the price has successfully bounced off it. So I'm pretty confident to put the stop loss a bit below of the support line. So this is the configuration you can use. Let's go start, and here we go. So we are now in the market. You see the margin. So we started with 20. It's pretty much 20, and it's already trading for us. You see that's the initial margin, 20 that we set. Another one I have 18, 13 for another one. So the change here, it stands for the basically that's the profit generated by the bot plus the current P&L. So if you go here, you see closed positions, the last profitable take from the market was exactly where my total sum profit is 6.47. So this 6.47 is already on my balance, but you will see that I have like $1+ in profit under my P&L. If I go to trading, I will show you this. So we go trading, futures, open orders, 1 inch. So here we go. You see current P&L. So we are in the market, and the current profit of this one, its unrealized return is exactly 1. So all those profits that it generated, they are already on my balance, which is exactly 6.47 plus another one, which is an unrealized return. So 6 plus 1 is 7. So you see here, that's the total profit so far in this strategy, and 7 USDT return relative to my initial investment is exactly 44.15% of a return. Okay, if we look at the RIF, you see that the total is 5. So the current unrealized is 3. Yeah, and here it is on the chart. So this is our average entry price. See, as the price been falling, it added up more liquidity, so the price adjusted, and that's why the entry price is somewhere around this area. And if we have 5 here and 3 in P&L, that means that we made around 2. Let's check this out. So yeah, around 2, that's the amount that we made. That's the fixed return. That's the profit generated by the bot so far, and that's the profit on your balance already. And if we add it with 3, that's exactly 5. Compared with the initial margin, that's exactly 41%. And the total return so far is $13. Okay, so a portion of this $14 has been already generated by the bot, and you see this on your balance, whereas the rest is 5, which is still pending. So this is the pending return. If I close right now all these trades, this is the total return generated by all of these bots in total. So that's the thing about initial value change relative to initial value. And on the right side here, you have the information about your current market exposure. So right now, taking into account the leverage and the current margin used to enter this market, and you remember that I told you that we said 20 right here, and I told you that we entered the market with 50%. So 50% of the margin is your buy, so that's why it's exactly 10. And taking into account the leverage, this is exactly 100. That's the total position value in this case. So this is how it works, guys. It's pretty simple, as I explain it step by step. I mean, it can be a bit confusing for you because this is completely different from the spot bots, like from the classic bot and the S bot. But I promise you that it really just takes time for you and a bit of dedication and a bit of effort to really experiment with this new bot, so that you figure out how to calculate your risk and how to use all these metrics and how to basically read all this stuff. So we covered this section so far, all configurations. We covered the metrics that you see here in your active strategies. If we switch here, you also can find more information like the total position value. You see, the thing is why I don't have, I mean, you see NA in your liquidation price means that the liquidation price is so much far from the current market price that it just not reflected here. You don't see it. It's so far that it's not here. All right. That means if you see NA, that means that your liquidation price is so much far. So you don't have to worry right now. Yeah. So you know that in futures trading, liquidation price stands for the price level at which the exchange will automatically close your position because your margin is not sufficient to cover the loss. Because the thing is, let's say here is my long bot currently trading, and let's assume that my liquidation price, based on the margin that I used as a collateral to trade this position with borrowed funds, because I use leverage, is here. Let's assume that this is my liquidation price. If the price falls to that point, that's the stop for me. The exchange cannot afford me to go lower, because otherwise in this area, that's where the exchange will start losing money, and you know that exchange, it cannot afford it. So that's why it will automatically liquidate your position if there is not enough margin to cover this loss that you currently incur. So that's the thing. Okay. And I think that for those of you who have never traded futures before, we will have a separate webcast where I will explain step by step leverage trading, what is the futures market in general. But as of today, as many of you have been waiting for this combo bot, that's why I focus on combo bot configuration, and I don't really elaborate on the leverage and how it works, because these are really the basics. But the combo bot is not for the beginner traders. That's for those who at least understand the nature of the futures market, and they understand what leverage is all about and what is the risk trading the combo bot. Because so far combo bot is the one that has the highest risk, because here you trade with leverage, and that means that your risk is higher. So yeah, this is how it is. And for the combo bot, we have stop loss. All right, you know that stop loss, it's the tool that we use to minimize the loss. So that means that, for example, if I set it here, if the price falls to that point, this is where I want my trading to stop, because I think that it can go even lower, and I don't want to bear this larger loss. So that's why I want to stop my trading here. But the cool thing that we made with the stop loss in combo bot is that it is trading automatically. So you will see that as the price climbs higher, you will see that my stop loss will follow the price. So let's assume we are trading in this area right now. Okay, let's put it here. Then you would see my stop loss in this zone. Yeah, so that's the cool thing about the trading stop loss, that at some point guys, it basically becomes your take profit, because throughout this area you generated some decent returns, and now your stop loss has been following the price, and if the price from this highest point, which is over here, falls, then at least here your stop loss now acts as a take profit, which is cool, because you can be away from your laptop. You might be sleeping right now, and the market is currently short falling from a rally, and that means that manually you cannot close this trade. Manually you cannot fix, like you cannot secure your generated return. So that's why, thanks to the trading stop loss, at some point it becomes your take profit. Okay, so this is as it is, the take profit, stop loss, and of course we have the take profit. So the thing about the take profit is that once the price reaches this price level, the bot will be closed automatically. Okay, so you remember that in spot trading we also have this thing as the take profit. Let me quickly show you this. So here it is, but here the take profit is defined by the percentage. Okay, whereas in futures we made it that way, so you set the price, take profit, and you set the price, but you still can move your take profit afterwards. And even if you forgot for your active trade to set the stop loss or take profit, you still can do this. You still can set the take profit and you can still set the stop loss. So no worries if you were in a rush, if you wanted to go straight into the action and you just set the bot, you pressed start, but you forgot to set the take profit and stop loss. You can still do this afterwards. You go here, take profit, stop loss, everything is here for you. So by the way, we took this infographic from the traditional spot bots, so you can analyze your hourly and daily average return. So you see this, what I see here is hourly return. So at least you can use these metrics to use for future projections, like what can you expect the next day if the price of this coin behaves the same way. So this is what you can expect the next day. All right, so we covered the configuration of the combo bot. You now know that it is not just about grid orders, but it is also about the DCA orders. Yeah, so this is what it makes different from the S bot and the classic bot. The second biggest question that I encountered so far, even by reading the live chat right now, is what is the what is the best scenario for the S bot, the classic bot, and the combo bot? The thing is that they are completely different from each other. So as I said, the S bot is optimal for the consolidation market phases. As well, you see, for the classic bot, it is optimal to set the classic bot if you anticipate the rally, and if you only want to trade on your money and you don't want to borrow any extra funds to have an increased risk exposure. Because if you are very much confident that the price will appreciate and you are ready to risk more than if you would trade on the spot market, then combo bot is certainly your option, because here you can trade with leverage, you can have a bigger market exposure. That means that you can generate bigger returns, but at the same time you take bigger risk compared with the classic bot. And of course, the only possible configuration to generate returns on the downfall is the combo short bot, and that's the one we will cover right now. So we covered long bot, now it's time for the short bot. The thing about the short bot, and let's say UTC to USDT. The thing about the short bot is that it generates returns on the downfall. So that means that here are the DCA orders, because you know that in order to increase the position value, you need to short sell the market. So that's why now your DCA orders are above the entry price compared with the long strategy, where in long strategy we had our DCAs below. So, and that's why grid levels are now here for the shortbot. Because, I mean, the only thing you need to remember is that DCA increases liquidity, so you just add more to your position, whereas grid levels are basically your take profits. So that's the thing. Now let's remove all drawings. So you decided to start the shortbot. You think that the price will go like this, so you're gonna stick with the shortbot. Again, I need to switch back to 10x, or if you want, you can switch back to maybe 8x, 7x. That's really up to you, what market exposure you want to have and how much you want to borrow from the market. So with current settings, I need 33. I have only, let's say I want to set with 20 levels, so that means that I need to have at least 23. Okay, that's okay for me. But honestly, I don't want to short sell this market right now, but maybe just for the sake of the example, let's just use 10. Yeah, you see, that's 10 exactly. Short 10. I'm gonna set my stop loss. Notice that stop loss for the shortbot is above, because you know that in short selling, the profit area is when the price falls. Boom. And this is the area of return. Oh, sorry, that's the area of loss. Yeah. So that's why for the shortbot, your stop loss is above the current market price. Okay. So you basically revert the market. The logic here is reverted upside down when it comes to the short sell combo bot. So yeah, here it is, blah blah blah, 10. Let's fix it. Why is that? Okay, let's put 13 wherever. I have all these metrics here, blah blah blah. Yeah, the grid space here is 2.6%. That's basically what stands for the distance between your orders, so that's okay here. 2.6 for futures bot is all right. And here we go. Boom. So we are now in the market. You see, orders initiated, current P&L. Yeah, started, and here we go. Yeah. Notice that for your short sell combo bot is in red color, whereas your long combo bot is colored green. So that's the interface we made to make it clear for you which one is the short sell bot and which one is the long bot. So this is how it is right now. The total sum profit is 14. The current unrealized profit out of this 14 is 5. Yeah. So that means that 5 is pending return, whereas 9 is already on my balance, and that's why in total it's 14. So that's the key metric for you guys. As far as you see this one green, that means that you are doing great. So that's the primary metric for you. Sum profit, it must be green to be profitable. Yeah. Let me see your questions actually. Yeah, I see that you already noticed this small bug when you click on fix it function. Well, yeah, these are some minor bugs that we might still have, and we will fix them straight away. So right after this webcast, I will notify the IT department so that they fix this minor issue. Question: does the relationship between maker fee and step? I mean, the fee that you pay is already priced in, it's taken into account. So if you look at the information like the closed position, you see that fee is already taken into account. It's here. The only thing that we don't really calculate yet is the funding fee. Because you know that in order to trade with leverage, sometimes you you are being funded, or you need to pay the fee as you take the funding. So that really changes. I'm not sure if it changes every 8 hours on Binance, but for example, in case of the BitMEX, it's actually every 8 hours. So for example, sometimes those who short sell the market, they get this funding fee as a small return, but sometimes short sellers also have to pay the funding fee. That really changes depending on the current market supply and demand, and other key metrics that are also taken into account. But anyway, that's not the topic of today. The thing is that we calculate the fees that you have to pay to buy or sell. So they are right here. What we don't take into account is, once again, the funding fee. But that's the case as of now. We will most likely add it in the nearest future. So yeah, regarding the original bots, let's quickly go back to spot trading. Let's switch to the Binance account and go to spot bots. So here you see that you only have, where is my pencil? These are only grid levels, so below are grids, above are grids. So here you are trading with grid orders. You don't have the leverage here, so you are basically trading with your own money. So you don't take extra funds from the market, so you don't have to pay the funding fee and all that stuff. So I highly recommend, if you've never ever traded automated bots, then I highly recommend to start off with the S-bot or the classic bot, because here you only risk your own money, and here is the configuration is pretty straightforward. It's less complicated than it comes to the combo bot in comparison. And here you have the demo mode. All right, so for example, here is my current demo trade that I have. So before you start trading the combo bot, make sure that you understand the logic of the S-bot and classic bot, and also that you understand the nature of futures contracts, and you understand what are the underlying risks that are inherent in futures trading, because it's slightly different compared with the spot market. So start with the demo mode on a spot market, trading S-bot and classic bot, and once you get confident in your skills, you can now increase the risk in order to get even bigger returns with the combo bot. Okay, so that's one possible way for you to start your journey. If you are an experienced trader already and you are well aware of the futures market, you can start with the combo bot, but I recommend to start with small investments at first to really grasp the nature of this bot. I can show you my futures history. So these are my sample trades, and I was unfortunate enough to have these free losing positions. So you see I lost twice. Remember I told you that your initial margin can be increased by 2 times, and this is what happened here. The price went in the opposite direction, and unfortunately I lost here. So that's why I invested 41 and lost 84. So yeah, that's the maximum loss basically. And yeah, so here how it is. But in general, like if you take all these trades that I have, in total the sum profit is $26. So I'm still in profit. But these were my sample trades. I'm just showing you here that how your risk exposure can change. So I started with 41, but I lost 84, because remember I told you that in the combo bot your initial margin can be increased up to 2 times. So that's exactly what happened here. You see initial 30, but I lost 60 because the market went in the opposite direction heavily. That's why it increased the market exposure, and at some point stop loss was triggered, and that's why I lost 60 here, my double initial margin. So this is how it is. Okay, and yeah, you can use these past trades to analyze them to see where you were wrong, so that next time you avoid doing the same mistakes. And we will add more metrics here so you could analyze, you would have more information about your past trades, so you could compare them with one another to spot your weaknesses and strength. And you should work on your weaknesses. You need to get rid of them and to more focus on your strength. So that's something that we are also working on. We want to make sure that you get enough of the information in this metrics so that you could analyze your trading performance. Okay, so let's see what else I promised to cover today. Yeah, so as I said, the SBot Classic Combo, they are for different market scenarios. The Combo Bot is the one with the highest risk, and it requires you to have more knowledge about the market because it's futures market. It's different from the spot market. All right, so we also covered the risk management. We also have the stop loss, but that's in case of the Combo Bot, that's a trading stop loss, which is even better because it at some point becomes our take profit. We also have the original take profit. Yeah, so we covered all these things, and let's see what questions you have so far. So you don't see the Combo Bot on my screen, only see the SBot and the classic one. So you need to switch to the futures exchange. Okay, so just make sure that you have, like on Binance, in order to trade futures, there are 2 API keys, the one which is original and the one for futures. Okay, so you go my exchanges, you see I have Binance here and Binance futures. So that's the thing. In order to make this one, there is we have in the help desk center on Bitsgap, we have a step-by-step explanation how to configure the API to trade Binance futures. Maybe I can quickly find it for you guys. Let me show you. Or I hope that Paul will help me right now and he will send you this link so you could find the exact step-by-step explanation how to set the API, how to create and set up Binance API futures. Yeah, so here it is, explanation for the API. So you can trade futures bot only if you have Binance futures API enabled, as in my case. You see I switched to futures and now I can trade the Combo Bot. That's the thing. Check if you have Binance futures enabled. So the stop loss is recommended even if you are confident that the market will go your way. That's the question from the Egyptian boy. Yeah, I mean, as a rule of thumb, and I really urge you to do this, set the stop loss always, because that is the ultimate solution to minimize the potential risk. Okay, once you start trading and you have the stop loss enabled, this is the only, I mean, that limits your loss, so you won't see bigger losses as the price falls further down. Okay, that's why stop loss, from my practical experience, is a must-have order to minimize the potential risk. Okay, So make sure to trade with the stop loss just to have a better control over your risk and to minimize the potential loss. Okay, in futures that's essentially important because futures we have higher risks, and that's why we need to really control this risk, and the stop loss is the ultimate solution. And remember that at some point, if the price goes higher for your long bot, at some point, you know that stop loss is trading, it becomes your take profit. So that's the cool thing about stop loss in the combo bot, that it not only minimizes the potential risk, but it also secures your generated returns at some point in the future. Let me see other questions. So you see all these active trades right now, and some doing well, some doing worse, like this one, we're just a bit losing here. But the thing is that you can see the exact investment split as you go to trading. You go here, you go to open orders, and here we have, these are all our 4 active combo bots. For Cardano, let's look at it. You see exactly here we have this. That the Cardano is the one that we short sell right now. Yeah, so that means that above we have DCA orders and below we have grid orders. So yeah, that's the thing for the Cardano. So you see the exact amount it will buy and sell, the investment split and all that stuff. So full transparency, everything is here crystal clear. And by the way, the biggest recommendation is if you have an active combo bot, let's say the one I have on Cardano, don't trade manually on this cryptocurrency pair. So don't add more risk by manually opening the short sell position over here, because this will create a conflict between the bot and your manual trade. So don't do that for the reason to avoid this conflict. If you trade Cardano and USDT, if you have this active bot already, then do not interrupt it. Do not create the conflict by opening another manual trade on your futures account. So that's the alert for you guys. So yeah, so far we have for the combo bot only Binance enabled, but in the future we will of course add more exchanges that support futures trading. It is just that on other exchanges some settings are different from the one that Binance set. That's why we need to really figure out the ultimate template, and that's something that we are working on. So no worries, we will add more exchanges as we did when we first time launched the S bot and the classic bot, because you know that in the classic and S bot we support multiple exchanges, and now we just, this is the first week we launched this bot, so that's why we just started our journey together, and you will see more features being added. You will see more functionality, more mobility. You will see maybe some interface changes, and probably you will get, well, not probably, most likely you will see the demo mode for futures trading. Yeah, so we are doing everything for you guys so that you get the maximum out of this, so you get all the tools to maximize your returns and to minimize the loss. Okay, that's what we do. Let's see other questions. yeah, so the thing is that Bitsgap is an all-in-one platform. So not only you can trade futures contracts manually, like here in the trading section, manual trade, but now you can trade with the outer bot on the futures market. You can also set spot bots on the spot market, yeah, and you can also manually trade on the spot market. And by the way, don't forget about this useful thing that we have on the spot market trading. Then you launch, then you want to enter the market, let's say with limit buy order, is that we actually, let's switch quickly to the demo mode, is that we actually calculate the potential return and the risk that you take. So as you said, for example, multiple take profits, it calculates the exact return that you get from this trade as all these take profit are reached, and the stop loss, it calculates the exact risk that you take. And as a rule of thumb, I always urge to take, to trade only if the potential profit is higher, it's bigger than the projected loss. Because otherwise, if your risk is higher than the potential profit, it literally makes no sense from the risk management standpoint to trade this coin. If the current market conditions are perfect to have this stop loss, like in this case that's only 3% down from the current price, and you see that most likely the price will go higher, you set all these take profits, projected profit 107, then go for it. Because here the risk you take, like for $1 of risk that you take, you get $2 as a return. So that's the ratio of 1 to 2, which is optimal. Okay, at least make sure that your ratio of return to risk is in general higher than 2. Okay, so this would be the perfect ratio for you to trade. But yeah, that's what stands for the risk management in the spot market. And yeah, the cool thing about Bitsgap is that you can trade all account, like on all exchanges, just at one place. So that's once again an all-in-one platform. It makes it simple. You spend less time on opening new websites, like new exchanges where you have accounts, so you don't have to have multiple layouts. It's just all-in-one platform. And yeah, as we launched the combo bot, you can now trade with the bot on the futures market. Okay, so that's the thing about the combo bot. Yeah, just once again experiment with small investments just to make sure that you understand the nature and you fully realize the risk that you take. Because remember, you see here I said 16 and it can be increased up to 2 times, so you can lose actually $32 in this trade because of the margin split that we enabled in this bot. Okay, so once again 50% out of this 16 goes to the instant buy order, so it's gonna enter with 10 USDT already. Another 8 is for these grids. Another 8 is for these DCAs, and in case if the price falls below the lower price, we still have other DCAs that will be set here, $8. Okay, so your risk in this case can be up to the double, so don't forget about this one. And of course we have the article coming soon, and we also have the full explanation how to launch the combo bot. with long and short strategies in the help desk here at Bitsgap. As you go to the knowledge base, so we have it here for you, so don't forget to use it. And I promise that on future webcasts, and the next one is going to be next Thursday actually, that I will provide you with more tips and clues on how to trade the combo bot with more use cases. And I will also show you some strategies of when to start the long bot or the short bot based on some indicators and pattern analysis. So today my aim was to introduce the combo bot for you, to explain the risk underlyings, the metrics that you see here, the interface, and actually outline the roadmap that I want to follow. So you now know that next webcasts you will get more tips and clues and more use cases. So yeah, maybe you have some more questions. Let's see, some last 2 questions maybe. Yeah, so we answered on your top questions so far, and if you have some questions unanswered, or if you will have some questions after this webcast, feel free to ask them here in the support. So anyone who is available will answer to you. We also have the Telegram chat where you can ask your question as well. And those who have experience and maybe somebody from the support will answer to you for sure. So we have a friendly community. We stay together. We trade together. Yeah, especially on this webcast. You see, we launch some bots, and it might be that you also launch some bots with me together. So that means that we are on this journey together. And that's why all efforts combined, we will quickly learn how to trade the combo bot. We will quickly learn the optimal scenarios to launch it. And we will quickly learn some key strategies to trade the combo bot. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I really appreciate you coming, and thanks for your feedback. Please feel free to leave the comment below, because I read all your comments and I take into account all your feedback so that I could improve the quality of next webcasts. Yeah, smash the like button if you like this webcast. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified next time we have the webcast. Or yeah, I'm pretty much sure that within next 3 weeks I will release the guide video on how to launch the combo bot. It's gonna be, I think like 5 minutes or 6 minutes video just to explain how to launch the bot step by step. So yeah, that's something incoming. I'm doing this for you so that you could get more tips and clues and knowledge about this bot. So once again, thanks a lot. Appreciate. I wish you profitable trading, and I wish to see you next Thursday. Cheers. Have a nice evening.